from my belt.
Yeah. 100%. Oh, 100%, of course. So what's the best, if you're going to learn one thing from martial arts, let's say, I'd say the best way to go about this is your daughter. If you're going to teach your daughter one type of martial arts for self-defense, street fight.
Okay.
The reason I say your daughter is just because typically, and I don't want to be sexist here, but women are a little bit physically weaker than men. This is going to be something.
No. Women are physically weaker than men, and not by a little bit, by a long shot. So let's just get it right. It's not being sexist. It's just stating facts. Okay. That is accurate information.
Okay. It's 100% true. You're right.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm glad you said women or my daughter, because that makes answering that question very simple. If you have a daughter or your wife and they want to do self-defense, the best thing they can do is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because let's be honest, if you're a woman and you got to learn self-defense, you're probably concerned about getting raped.
Of course.
Okay. Now, if somebody's trying to rape you, they want to get between your legs.
Stupid move.
Insert their penis. Now, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you're trying to avoid being between someone's legs because that's where all the bloody submissions are. So you're inside your opponent's guards if you're in between your legs. So I encourage women or young girls to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because could you imagine, a rapist gets between your legs, they think they're going to have a whale of a time, and then all of a sudden, bang, they slap a triangle on, choke the guy out unconscious. So yeah, for those reasons, definitely.
I love how you describe a rapist as having a whale of a time.
Nobody's like, yeah, great. Ooh, I'm gonna rape her really well, and then all of a sudden he's like, getting choked out. That'd be so awesome.
It really is perfect. It's like, when you'll see this happen sometimes when like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy will be in an MMA fight, and then he'll lie on his back and invite the guy standing up into his guard.
Yeah.
That's what every woman will do. It'll just freak out the rapist. Like, she'll lie on her back. She'll be like, come on, big boy, let's do it.
Him and she's like, hold on a minute, let me lie on the floor. Here you go. Here, come. He's like, oh, fuck, this is easy. I didn't expect this to be quite, this is going really well. I think she likes me. And then, enters the guard, we'll say. And, that's the end of that. So there you go. Let's not get too rapey and too creepy on this discussion on this episode. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a man, I don't know. For a man,
yeah,
I don't know. That's a tricky one.
I still think it's Jiu-Jitsu, and I think because here's the thing, right? Jiu-Jitsu.
It's not fucking Aikido. It ain't Kung Fu. It ain't a lot of the flowery bullshit martial arts. It's none of them. It's got to be something real. Wrestling isn't a bad one. Jiu-Jitsu is a very, very good one. Boxing is a very good one as well,
Yeah. So, I always think Jiu-Jitsu, because no matter what the size, is designed for the smaller guy to be able to overtake a larger guy. And we watched it happen with Royce Gracie. It's just, the greatest. We watched the example of the way the UFC grew. It was based off this little skinny guy who was destroying these big, scary, muscly, tough guys who had all of these different skill sets. And what we learned is when you have guys that don't know anything, and when they only know one skill set or have limited knowledge of fighting, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu comes out on top every time. Comes out on top.
Yeah, well, hold on. Now, listen, I'm going to open Pandora's box here, and I'm going to get a lot of shit from the Jiu-Jitsu community, certainly from the Gracie family. But yesterday, we had a day off, and we went, the producer, he had a beautiful $5 million yacht, and we're on that, and we're cruising around the bloody ocean here in Thailand, and we're having an amazing time, getting served great food and drinking a little bit of wine. It was great. It was an amazing day out. And we were talking about UFC and Jiu-Jitsu and this and that, and UFC won. And somebody was saying, hold on a minute, because the UFC was owned by the Gracies. It was their tournament. They designed the whole thing. And the whole thing, according to this guy, and it was an interesting take, all the opponents, all the other people were handpicked to make Gracie look good, to make Royce Gracie. All these people that were billed as badasses, but they're all useless. And they're all handpicked because it was supposed to be a vehicle to show everybody how great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a controversial thing, but perhaps
I've heard that.
Perhaps true,
I've heard that,
anyway, you go on.
Well, I've heard that, and I think there is some truth to that. The Gracie family did, famously, they were the ones who came up with the concept, and it was just an advertisement for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. The famous story is they could have chosen Hickson or any of the big muscly ones that looked fucking badass, but they chose Hoist because he was a little skinnier and a little scrawnier, and it was a better advertisement for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. There was no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools in 1993 in the United States. And now,
and then look what happened to it. Everybody wanted to learn jiu-jitsu.
Every podunk town.
And obviously they've made so much money. But I guess that's a conversation for another day. Best martial art for a man to learn, mixed martial arts. There you go. Boom.
Boom. All right, last question. Let's get one more in, and then we'll get out of here. Hey, Mike and Lewis, literally an awesome podcast. I tune in every week from Darwin, Australia. My question is for both of you. What is your favorite fight of all time? It's a great question.
Ooh, Lewis, you go ahead first, because you see these questions come in. That's just been thrown on my lap, so I'm sure you've got one in the chamber ready to go.
I got a few. I mean, there's look, and it's different. There's different reasons. Okay, not to be all queer, but watching you beat Luke Rockhold was something that was a different type of experience. You know what I'm saying?
Can you say queer?
I can say queer. I'm allowed to. You can't. You have a fucking UFC contract.
I think I could say queer. I say gay now and again, but I don't mean it in a homophobic sense.
Shut up. Stop. You're going to make me edit the fucking podcast, and I'm not making any edits today.
I'm telling you now, do not edit that out.
I won't.
I want it left in. I've got no problem. I am not homophobic at all. On this movie set, I have ladyboys that are doing my makeup and stuff. I have gay friends. I'm not homophobic in the slightest. And if you're offended by me describing some camp behavior as a little bit gay, or saying, "Oh, you look gay in those shorts," then you just want to be offended.
That's true.
You want to be offended. You know what I'm saying?
I almost feel like if you're above 25 years old, we should still be allowed to say gay and queer. I'm from that generation. I'm not changing my entire vernacular for some college students.
I'm not apologizing for it either.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these PC assholes. I'm not homophobic, and I'll stand here and I say that hand on my heart. As long as you're not fucking trying to, get in my pants, I've got no problem with you whatsoever. But I still feel that I can use the word gay now and again in a non-disparaging way.
Of course. Well, I was, not to be a little gay, but yeah, I mean, the fight with Luke Rockhold was, watching that, and I've talked about it before.
Perfect use of the word gay.
Exactly. We, watching you win that title, we have a relationship, we do the show together, we're friends at this point. That was like a different type of experience. But aside from that, let me just remove myself from that. I think probably there's a couple moments where the most excited I've ever been, best fight I've ever watched where I've been excited just watching the fight, like, holy shit, this is nuts. Nick Diaz versus BJ Penn. It was like 2 days before Halloween, like 2012, 2011, whatever it was. I had gone to a Halloween party dressed up as Tito Ortiz. And my son's mother, we were just dating at the time. She was dressed up as Ariane Celeste. So she had a smoking body, wearing a little bikini, and I had the Tito Ortiz, the hat on, the short. I bought the entire Punishment Athletic thing. I had the Mexican and the American flag on my shoulder, and there's video of me losing my mind in a bar watching this fight. I couldn't breathe. I was so fucking excited watching this fight.
That's awesome, by the way. That is awesome. But go on.
And then I think the other two that just moments that I just like remember just being really excited was Randy Couture against Tim Sylvia. It was kind of a shit fight, but that first punch that he landed was crazy.
That first punch sent everybody crazy.
Yeah. And then the other one was also a Randy Couture fight, Randy Couture versus James Toney, for just that amazing, look motherfuckers, look boxers, look what will happen if you come in and fight in the UFC. And it was just such an amazing moment to go, no. The best fighters in the world are mixed martial artists. Boxers are the best boxers in the world, and simply that's it. So those are kind of my favorite ones. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough question because obviously I've been heavily involved with this sport for a long time, so I've watched so many fights. I remember being live at the Bigfoot and Mark Hunt fight. I was front row, and that was insane. That was certainly one that stands out. Gustafsson, John Jones. That was awesome. I mean, I don't know. There was so many, and I do apologize to the guy that wrote the question. I do apologize. Thank you for sending it in, but I can't think of one. If I was to pick one crap, it's too hard. It's too hard. I mean, it changes all the time because you see so many great fights. But as of right now, I would say one of the greatest ones that stands out right now would be Mark Hunt, Antonio Silva, because that was just crazy. It was two gigantic guys beating the shit out of each other. You honestly thought that they were both going to run out of steam in the second round. It went all the way to the fifth round. At one point, Hunt was done. Bigfoot was done. It was awesome. It was awesome to be there live and witness that live was incredible. So that is one that definitely stands out. But I think with that, we're at the end, right, Lewis?
This is it, baby. Great show,
Mike.
This
is it. Yeah, great show. No, I've enjoyed it. I really have. I am exhausted, and I'm going to go get in that bed that I'm staring at right now, and I can't wait to do it.
Jump in the bed with that little lady boy that we're not going to mention.
Oh, no, I've told you. Listen, just 2 more minutes. Shut up. Michael, I wait for you a long time. Why am I doing GSP?
Whoa, is GSP in your bed?
You're not. Hey, Michael, I waited a long time for you. Listen, just give me a minute. All right, I'm just finishing the podcast now. Okay, no problem, sweetie. Yeah, that was him. That was, I don't know who that was.
Her. It was her, Michael. Have respect.
Pardon me?
It was her. It's 2017.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, but what is the correct? Is it Z? I think it's Z.
J?
No, you said Z, I think.
I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's like 20 different terms you could use for it.
It's not MF. It's Z, I think. Oh, come on. Hurry up to bed. Listen, I'll be there in a minute, you stupid bitch. Jesus. Fucking hell. Anyway, listen. Next week, I'm going to be in the jungle. I'm going to be in the jungle filming this movie. And in the jungle, I will be wearing a full army regalia, everything, boots, bulletproof vest, everything. So I'm going to be sweating. It's going to be about 120 degrees. It's going to be a nightmare, but believe you me, we'll be coming live from the jungle next week. Thank you for the positive reviews. Thanks for listening. Lewis, you're the man. See you all next week.
See you later, guys. Much love.